And we're live.
Okay, so VMP's Tuning Tuesday V3.
Dial-up tone.
56K connection.
Back in the AO, it says offline.
We gotta install a new AOL internet.
My brother and I used to, because they would sing it frequently, and we used to collect.
Carlos in Puerto Rico.
So we had a stack of them, and then we would get in CD fights and throw them at each other.
Carlos in Puerto Rico says it's fixed, but need more work in Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay.
Are you using dial-up through AOL? That's what I was thinking. AOL.
We had I'm sorry, a buddy of mine had AOL for like 3 years because he would just call every 6 months and say, I want to cancel. And they would be like, all right, here's more free. And he would be like, okay. He never paid him, not one dime. No wonder they went out of this.
What's your AOL chat name?
Mine was Squeaks289, but they closed it. There is no AOL. There is no AOL chat.
I don't remember what mine was.
We used that at PowerTech all the way up until they quit. Like, that's what you use to talk internally. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, everyone, that's what we all use to talk internally and come in and switch to Slack.
I've heard of Slack. I've not used it.
Anyway.
Anywho.
All right, let's see if we can go back through, see if there are some questions in here before we got a little sidetracked. MGW or Barton Hybrid 3-shifter?
Both are good shifters.
I like my MGWs.
Yeah. I have good experience with Bartons and MGWs.
Yeah, both
I
are.
feel like you're in good hands with either.
Yeah. Find two people that have one and go shift theirs, and then see which one you like
See which
better.
one you prefer more. Just make sure it's the same transmission because the shifter feel from TR6060 to MTD2 is different.
Oh, that's for sure.
Even with the same brain shifter.
Oh, yeah.
What would cause an SCT X4 tuner to go into command error mode after uploading a simple cold air intake tune?
And that'd be a question to hit up SCT for, because there's nothing we can really do on our side of things to cause codes like that.
No. Tell them Joe sent you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hi VMP, love the channel. Do like auto blip for manuals Mustangs, and would you recommend it?
Auto blip,
That's what he says.
as in like rev match downshift.
Yes.
It's cool. They do it on 2018s. What was he asking about it?
Would you do it?
Would you recommend it?
Sure. It's not a verbal tune, at least.
Jay Witt says hello.
Hola, J what?
Let's see here. Buffering. We need more fusion energy content.
Man.
Let's see. Not sure. Will 18 VMP, will the 18 Mustang VMP blower be ready by Black Friday?
I don't know.
Cannot confirm or deny these
Yeah.
accusations.
Yeah, I plead the fifth.
Michael Snook says he's delivering fuel to Costco in a thunderstorm.
Oh, that's right, my man. Hey, we need it.
Let's see.
Make sure you do not put the 87 in the 93 tank, please.
Benefits of organic versus cerometallic Mantic.
The Mantic that I recommend is Cerometallic. It's like the Mantic 9000 series. It's what makes sense for most of our customers because most of our customers have power adders.
Says love my Gen 2R. Nice work, VMP.
Thank you.
You need Gen 3R now.
And that's really it. That catches all up on YouTube at this point. Hold on, let me refresh and see if there's something else that comes in.
We lost everyone on the transition.
So if there's no questions, what should we talk about?
Oh.
Why your math shouldn't look like it's been drawn on an Etch-a-Sketch?
We already had that discussion. We're not going back to that again.
Why does stoic matter, Matt? Why does the calibratable parameter in a PCM for stoichiometric air-fuel ratio matter?
Ooh, I see that. Well, because if it's not adjusted, then you have to get the fuel in it or take the fuel out of it some other way.
And what's the disadvantage to doing that?
Because you can take anything that resembled an accurate load model and just throw it out that window and...
I like it. And why is load important?
Because, I don't know, everything in the PCM uses it. From the throttle to the transmission to the timing tables to the VCT scheduling, all just
All the
determined-
modifiers for timing,
all
all
the
the
modifiers,
sensors,
knock sensors, everything is based
ACT
off
retard,
of
IAT retard,
load.
or ACT and ACT retard.
It's all based off of load.
So what you're saying is most PCMs model air, so you can't bake airflow calculation errors into your fuel flow calculation,
Oh, you
or vice
can.
versa.
You can.
It's good process to do
Listen.
so.
If you are not a VMP calibrator, go ahead.
Don't do it, just say no.
Just go ahead and do it, because then we will fix it later. Ah,
Sadness.
hello darkness.
Yeah.
Hello,
Exactly.
friend.
So what we're getting at with that is, if you have a race fuel in your car,
Tell
and
us
let's
what it
say,
is.
let's say you just ordered a brand new tune, and you're putting race gas in your car, but you're not telling us that you're putting race gas in your car. The race gas that you're using is 14.89, and we have the stoic set to the factory value of 14.08, and we see that fuel trims with your aftermarket cold air intake are way off, but we know we have good injector data, let's say it's
It will
factory half,
it
or
will
factory injectors.
It will, let's remove some fuel from this.
Yeah.
So we will take said fuel, the load goes down,
And
and
then the party starts.
then it's a circle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting messages here from Facebook land. Because of the way that we're streaming that we had to modify, they're having a hard time hearing you, so we're gonna have to talk a little louder.
Oh, sad.
I have no problem with that.
I know. Matt has a volume control of
You just have to
high
get,
and
listen,
way too damn
You just
loud.
have to get me excited, and I start yelling at everybody.
So
I'm a passionate
guys
person.
and gals out there, if you're having a hard time hearing us, let us know. We had to make some modifications here to accommodate the internet. So if you need us to repeat something or speak louder, let us know. So with that said, do y'all do 6R80 swaps?
Sorry, we shouldn't laugh. We do.
We have the physical capability to do it.
Jesse,
But-
our tech, does not particularly enjoy them right now.
No.
He's
That's all I have to say.
he's
about
not having a
that.
good run of things right now. But yes, we'll do them.
Sorry if my question has been answered, just tune back in. So I uploaded a tune for a mod upgrade that threw my Explorer into a command error screen. What would cause that?
Something's wrong with
Something-
the SCT device or the way that the file exported,
Something wrong.
which usually is not anything to do with what we're doing. It's something wrong with the SCT software, which you gotta call SCT about.
Project 1X says, really enjoyed Joe's video about the day of a tuner.
That was a good video. Brian
It's
did a
been in
good
the
job on
works
that.
for a
Good job,
while.
Brian. Golf clap.
And not in the works in the sense that we had already filmed it, but we've been talking about filming that for like a while.
The real hero is Brian filtering out all of the things that we didn't want on camera.
Yeah. True story. You guys got a very small portion of it because a lot of it you guys don't need to know about. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
You guys missed a whole car being on the dyno.
Yeah, because there was just no usable content. It was all just,
Well, it's all in another video.
it was all
It's like-
profanity.
Exactly.
Is the carbon fiber drive shaft worth the extra money?
That's
Ooh.
very, very debatable. I think if you're doing weight loss to the matter, not the matter of, to the degree of it costing you $2,000 per like 20 pounds, then a drive shaft is definitely worth it. If you're at the level where you have no current weight reduction mods in the car, I'd say a carbon fiber drive shaft is maybe
Not
not
worth
the
it.
best place to spend
Yeah.
money losing weight.
The main advantage, if I had to pick one of the best advantages of the carbon fiber, because they're not necessarily stronger than a well-built aluminum. I've never seen any measurable performance difference. The main advantage is if you break a U-joint or you break in a metal drive shaft, whether it's aluminum or steel, it bounces around underneath the car without a drive shaft loop. Wink, wink. You should run one. But depending on if you break it in the back, the thing still bounces around and beats the shit out of the bottom of the car.
Which 11 and 14 or 11 and up cars is bad because the gas tank's right
Right.
there.
A carbon fiber drive shaft just disintegrates. It turns into dust when it breaks.
It still kind of beats it up, but it turns it into like a paper mache type thing.
Right, it does far, far less damage underneath the car when you break a carbon one versus you breaking a metal one. So take that for what it's worth.
It's kind of like swinging a wiffle ball bat versus an aluminum bat.
Yeah, exactly.
I know a couple people said that the video was choppy. It looks like it's streaming better on YouTube now, so if you're having problems, let us know. Have you guys done any Motec tuning? If so, how does it compare to Ford PCM tuning? Easier, more difficult?
I have never played with a Motec from like a start to finish standpoint.
I
I'd
haven't
imagine that
either.
it'd be a lot easier from the standpoint that there's not 30 tables to characterize one thing in the ECU. A lot of aftermarket controllers or ECUs
Right.
make things a bit more plain and definable.
Your main hurdles with it, I do a lot of aftermarket ECUs. I haven't done a lot of Motec, but I've done a lot of aftermarket. I've done fast. The biggest hurdle is not the actual tuning. The tuning is relatively easy because you're right, from a tuning point of view, there's a lot less to worry about. Your main hurdle is figuring out how to use that software. Figuring out where it all is, what table does what,
Yeah, it's like
programming your inputs and your outputs.
It's like you know what you need to do to get the car to run right. You need to figure out which table needs to be interacted with to achieve that result.
That is your main hurdle. Once you are comfortable with their software, then it's all about the tank. It's all pretty easy.
Yeah.
So.
Ta-da! Matt or Joe can tell everyone that regardless of ethanol blend, if a fuel is rated for 91 octane, it's 91 octane, and you don't get any additional NOx protection just because there's ethanol present.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, so like, let's say it's pump 91, whether it's E10 or E0, technically the
Right.
octane rating of that fuel, regardless of its
Correct.
ethanol content, should be 91.
You're correct.
Octane is a standalone measurement.
But by that logic, then it obviously takes far more octane. It has far more octane resistance than 105.
Mhm.
So the catch is that you're right. The octane is octane, but there's other factors. An E10 or an E15 93 is going to take more timing without detonation than an ethanol-free 93. It does it every time. I don't care who you are. So Canada is a big example because I've done some cars, but they don't put ethanol in anything.
Same with Australia.
So okay, that's right. I haven't done Australia, but I've done Canada. So like they have 94, the same octane rating as ours. So where we have 93, they have 94. But their 94 ethanol free is terrible compared to our 93 that's E10 or E15 because that little bit extra ethanol does help.
And what's interesting is in the Ford controllers for out of country,
Yeah,
they leave the soy point the same.
interesting.
It's still 1408.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I never really paid any attention to that.
Yeah, I've noticed it because I was tuning a car, well, quite a few cars in Australia, but it's like something's not making sense here because when it's off, and I'm like,
Well, then
do you guys have ethanol in your fuel there?
When you switch over to the Dodges, like if I use a Hellcat for example, their stoy point is 13.5. So they basically plan around E15.
Yeah.
So they're probably just trying to see in the
They're
future.
forecasting ahead.
Yeah.
It's kind of like 0304 Cobra's stoy point set for pure gasoline, but at that point in time you already had flex fuel, but you didn't have the E10 blend
Right.
that came out.
Right.
But they're just
So
forecasting for the future.
that's the long way of saying that octane is not the only factor. Laboratory-wise, 93 is 93, yes.
Yeah.
But actual detonation resistance can vary by other factors than just octane.
Yeah.
So that was the really long version. Sorry. I wanted to teach you.
It's a Serpon.
Let's see what else we have
I'm
here.
having a problem of like looking at the camera when I should be looking at the other camera.
Which camera should we be looking at? I don't even know.
I think the red one.
Does E85 require as much or less timing than C16? Also, are they tuned similarly?
They are comparable timing-wise.
Yeah, but the characteristics of the fuel are different.
Yes, that is for sure. The one thing that I could pick out is C16 loves a whole bunch of heat. As long as you put enough of it in there, run it fat enough. You put enough C16 in there, it loves heat. Very stable at a high heat situation, which is probably
It's very pre-ignition resistant,
oh yeah, very.
but E85 is not.
Right. So that's why a lot of your NMRA Renegade cars didn't run intercoolers. So we're talking 300-degree air temps.
Yeah.
And they would just, you would watch those go down the path, or go down the track, and they're just like mosquito fogging fuel out the back of the car because they're just pouring C16 in there because the fuel is basically combating the intake air temps. So it's a very heat resistant fuel. E85 on the other hand will remove heat in on itself. It removes a lot of heat up to a point. So then it becomes a slippery slope. You give E85 200-degree air temps, it starts to get sketchy real fast.
Yeah, you want, if you're gonna have something that has low air temps or relatively low, E85 is a good fuel. If you have something that's gonna be pretty high in air temps, it's probably better to run something like C16, VP import,
Yeah.
something that level.
Or if you're in a situation where you don't have enough fuel system to handle
Yeah,
E85.
which on some of these higher horsepower cars, like upwards of like 1500 horsepower cars, it's much easier to run a gasoline-based fuel than it is an ethanol-based fuel and still have enough fuel system and injector without getting super crazy expensive or like billet atomizers.
Except for you have to mentally accept the fact you're dumping $80 in your gas tank every time.
You know,
or one of them cans.
Like when you're at that level, dude, that's what you gotta do.
That's all we had before we had 85.
Yeah.
I remember driving around looking for C16 because there was a big street race coming up and so-and-so needed C16 and we couldn't find any. All the stores were closed.
Oh man.
Remember, that was the Need to Speed days.
Yeah. Or Street Fire.
Street Fire, yeah.
Good times.
So
Mike Whedon says, can you guys write a flex fuel ghost cam 87 octane race tune?
Only if that also includes burble.
Yes. Right now we're having a hard time separating the burble out of our ghost blower tunes. So we're working on it, but nobody's perfect.
Oh man. For those that can't read our sarcasm, it's all sarcasm.
Yes. Please do not email us asking for verbal tunes. We get enough already.
14 GT Auto, what RPM should the car be shifting at with a CJ Manny?
All of it.
What should it be shifting at, or what could it be shifting at?
The highest.
Preferably, it should be low. It should be shifting below 8,000 RPM, at least with a stock processor, and you can have it shift anywhere from 72 to 7,900. Just depends on how much.
Pretty much the higher you turn that intake, the faster it goes until parts escape.
Yep.
So if you can keep the parts inside,
that's the key.
That's the key. Then they'll pretty much, you can shift them wherever.
Is there any way I can still get a Gen 2R from you guys?
Yeah,
I think we still have some. I think we still have some.
Yep.
Call us. We need the money to pay for our internet bill, obviously.
Also sarcasm, guys. For those that can't read sarcasm. It's gonna be Sarcasm Tuesday
I
here.
feel like I need a disclaimer.
The views of the people in this video do not represent opinions. Good time.
It are not the opinions of VMPPerformance.
Exactly.
And do you guys offer flex fuel tunes yet?
Yeah, for sure. Vehicles.
Yeah.
I have a wicked nasty 18 F-150, 1819 F-150 flex fuel tune that you will love. So if you have one of those, I got you.
And then?
If you have other flex fuel vehicles, we all got you.
When do you plan on releasing the fuel system, the return fuel system for whip?
Adapter on top of our current fuel system. And Dan?
What a great movie.
Hey guys, was wondering if you have had any experience with Holley fuel injectors. If so, what are your thoughts?
Hello, Mr. Holley.
I have used them. I have not used a Holley injector and a factory PCM because there's no data available whatsoever. But the Holley injectors and a Holley PCM, because they have their data preloaded into the software basically, it's the greatest thing ever. So,
solid.
Yeah, that's the best I can do for you. I've had no problems with them as far as functionality wise. I've just, from the point of view that they don't have any data.
Yeah.
So, you could do it, it's just a really hard and long process of building your own injector data.
That we will probably not go down for an email too.
No, we will not be doing that. So, but if you have a Holley and you run Holley injectors, no problem at all. Go for it.
One can't help but ask, but why though?
Jesus
if he's not a
Christ.
stop controller.
Because they're like 160-pound injectors are
But to me,
$400.
do you want cheap injectors? Or do you want good injectors with good no data? With a good following, the stainless bodies?
This is a trick question. I know what I want. But listen, some people say broke. They got a ball on a budget.
They probably shouldn't be modifying their car.
How dare you smash their dreams?
We
For suspension mods, would Team Z Motorsports be a better option than UPR, or is UPR better?
I like me some UPR.
Yeah, I'd say UPR stuff's good. Team
Yeah,
Z makes
no.
some good stuff. TRZ makes some good stuff. There's a lot of good suspension companies out there. Which one you go with?
Say, at the end of the day, it's a piece of chromoly that's
Mhm.
taped welded together with some bushings in it of various types. It's kind of hard to mess that up.
Yeah.
I look at who has stuff in stock the most, who has the best customer service.
I was gonna say, who's gonna provide you the best support
You know,
before and after the sale?
I like UPR.
Mm-hmm.
I know that if, I've not actually broken any of their stuff, but I know that if I were to break something of theirs,
Mm-hmm.
I can call them and they're, here you go, here's another one. I know that. So, same thing with BMR, BMR's the same way.
Yeah.
So they just glue metal together and sell it. So,
Mhm.
I go with the people in the company versus the product itself, because that'll be about the same thing.
Yeah.
Hey VMP crew, I know that icing the supercharger at the track is not good due to case and rotors heating at different rates.
Correct.
How about fans at the track?
Fans are fine.
Yeah. Fans are fine.
Fans are fine, because you can't have enough, when you're using a fan, the heat is rising through the rotor pack, through the case, and the fan is just blowing the heat away. Versus covering it in ice where you're physically shrinking the case.
The rate at which you're shrinking it with ice versus what you're able to do with most fans.
Yeah, basically the temperature differential is not bad enough with a fan to do anything, so you'll be fine.
Has HP Tuners updated their software for an N gauge to be used on a Coyote swapped ECU crate motor from Ford, or is SCT the only software that can tune them?
I know that I can do direct flash with cable with a control pack. I have not
Yes.
tried to do a N-Gauge with a control pack.
Correct, I haven't tried that.
I shouldn't say I haven't, because I have. I haven't done one recently to know whether or not anything's changed to make it work. Your best resource to reach out to see if it's going to work would be eMotion and HP Tuners, because they'll both be involved with the N-Gauge tuning process with a control pack.
Correct.
Pioneer.
Joe, David Murdoch's chiming in. He says,
Hola.
Joe, the other day lost all throttle response on 95. Fixed itself in 2 minutes. Most people say throttle body. No lights came on.
Why
I don't know, man. Without data to figure out what was happening when that happened, I can't really tell you what happened.
Good day VMP, just tuned in. When ordering a supercharger kit, it asks if you need or have an SCT tuner.
Mm-hmm.
If you already have one, is it deducted from the price?
If you're talking about a stage kit, like a blower kit, the VMP tuner is an additional price on top of the kit. I don't know if we have that rolled into the kit itself, and then it deducts it when you say you do or don't have it, or if it adds it when you do or don't add it. But it'd be real easy to check by updating your cart.
And if you see no change, make sure to call. We'll get it fixed.
We'll make sure there's a change.
Yes, we'll make sure there's a change, but
But yeah,
I
I don't
think
think
it
any
adds
of
it.
our kits,
I think it adds it.
previously none of our kits, or previously all of our kits included a device. We recently, I shouldn't say recently, a few months ago we took the device out of the kits and made it an add-on option because so many people
Already had.
had devices.
More people had them than didn't have them. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Are you tuning Hellcat yet? Got an 18 Hellcat Charger bone stock, and would a tune make any significant difference, or do I need some additional mods?
Yes, we tune them. You'll have to get a hold of us because it's a trickier process than your standard Fords because there's PCM unlocks, patch cables that need to be purchased, things like that. Because Dodge has made our lives difficult in the tuning world. That being said, tuning on a stock car, there's plenty of power to be had on a stock car. It varies, but there's a sizable increase in power. Or if you have an auto car, shifting changes, all that good stuff, torque management, things like that. you're going, that way you've already got, and then the other way of looking at it is you've already got the PCM unlocked, you've already got your patch cables, you've already got whatever tool or credits that you've got lined up. So then from that point on, when you do add modifications, when you do throw the pulley on it, when you do throw the cold air intake on it or whatever, it's already good to go.
Mm-hmm.
You've already got all that, you've already got all the expensive stuff out of the way, so then they're just tune-up dates.
Yeah.
So I want to say that depending on where they're at, they'll pick up anywhere between 40, 50 horsepower, 1 to 2
Two
now.
only.
So it just kind of depends.
On what level modifications done prior to the
Yeah,
delivery.
and again, they're so finicky. It depends on how hot it is, what intake air temps are, what gear you're dying, stuff,
Yeah.
things like that. So you don't necessarily have to do it when it's stock, but it might not be a bad thing to get it tuned and get all the other expensive stuff out of the way, and then you can tune it more in the future. Or buy a bunch of mods and do it all at once. Whatever you want to do.
Poor Boy says the reception's bad, probably because of the weather on the East Coast. Project 1X has a 15 supercharged Mustang, 69mm pulley, E85, VMP tune, and all the goodies. Giving aggressive gas, but not watt. Gives deal pedal for about a minute and then is better.
And dead pedal, probably.
Yeah, probably dead pedal. Throttle body issue. Throttle body is stock.
Well, it's not a throttle body.
It may not be a throttle body issue. The only way to know is to send in a dialogue. We are not fortune tellers, guys. We know
So it's when it's not at watt, so he's at heavy throttle but not watt, so probably the throttle, it's probably some torque stuff.
I was gonna say it's probably a torque limit, but again, we can tell that from a log. We can't tell that from a verbal description.
We need our crystal ball.
Mm-hmm.
Who's looking
The
forward?
tuning consultant.
Oops, sorry. Who's looking forward to FL2K this year?
I kind of am, and then again, I'm kind of not.
It depends on if my car's done or not.
Yeah.
I'm going to utilize, my plan tentatively is to utilize FL2K as my shakedown tests for Quad Nationals. But we all know how that works.
Yeah.
I will be wrenching on it in the trailer on the way to Mod Nationals.
Exactly. I was gonna say at 2 a.m. the night before, because that's the way it always works.
That's what Jeremy at Mod Nationals last year, he trailered his car to my house, and we put the alternator on his car at my house before loading it into my trailer and heading north the same night.
It's a whole bunch of no.
Can I do what you gotta do?
Yeah.
When I get an E85 tune, is it possible to get a flex tune too?
Depends on the vehicle.
Yes.
That came from D-Man.
Daniel Dimitri.
Mm-hmm.
Not at this time. Specifically regarding your set.
Janssen wants to know who loves Chucky.
We all do.
Not me.
We love Chucky. Chris loves Chucky too.
Chris is a big Chucky lover.
Chris loves the Chucky. Matter of fact, I
He's
heard,
rubbing his eyes just thinking.
I
about it.
heard that, because he's engaged now, I heard that he wants to drive Chucky away in his wedding. He wants to have like the cans and stuff tied to Chucky and just drive it off into the sunset.
I very much dislike Chucky.
David Murdoch says, again, Joe, what would cause me losing all throttle response for minutes?
So he's asking the same question because he didn't hear you say it, or
He might have messaged it twice.
okay. Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
refer
He
back
looks
to it.
very much like an emoji. It doesn't look just like the emoji.
If emoji had red hair.
They do have a red hair one.
No, perfect one.
Well, it's kind of
Oh.
orange hair, but yeah, same difference. So anyway, back to Murdoch's question.
Yeah, defer to the answer about 3 minutes ago.
Let's see here. Fun fact, Michael Snook says, about a decade ago now, oil companies switched to subprime octane.
Subprime, like Optimus Prime?
Or below prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust no one. Run boost in and everything.
Horse GT says, can you guys throw a ghost blower tune for me if I order a jet fuel tune for my Cobra Jet Manny?
Ooh. Have we finished the jet fuel Cobra Jet?
I don't think we have. It's next on the to-do list.
In due time.
How do I run kerosene?
Just make sure to pay in advance.
Yeah. Which jet fuel is that?
mostly just
Is that-
kerosene.
What is it, like Jet 1, Jet 2?
Yeah, there's Jet 1, which most of them are kerosene based.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's Jet 1 and Jet 2. And then, I don't remember, there's certain ones that are mixed with benzene.
Well, let's ask some of our,
Yeah, who's our
airplane
aviation
followers
people?
out
How many
there.
different types of jet fuel are there at your average airport? Don't tell me the 100 unleaded avgas. God.
got that aviation fuel.
It's ethanol free 87. I get it from airport, it must be good.
Jonathan Jacob Jingley Smith says, does VMP ever do sponsor or partial sponsorships?
We have been known to dabble in it.
Yeah, I'd say it's very rare.
The problem with sponsor cars is they jump ship to other sponsors.
I don't even know. A lot of those cars weren't even like really sponsored cars.
Oh, well, whatever. It's happened. It doesn't hurt to ask. Submit your.
Send sponsor nudes to.
Yeah.
Don't spend, please do not send sponsor
No
nudes.
nudes.
Please, please don't do that.
Don't do that. That's sarcasm, guys.
Yeah.
For those that have problems reading it.
Because we're digital media, we gotta look at this.
You sure you don't want
What's
to?
wrong with
Especially through.
What's wrong with a cover?
Yeah,
What's wrong with a car without the cover on?
Just
You
don't.
afraid of a man with some hair?
Yes, yes I am. Yeah.
Fuzzy
Yes,
Wuzzy was a bear.
19 and up Mustangs also, right as you answer the question, the broadcast got weird.
So we don't currently have a straight bolt-on kit that is compatible with 1819s. It is something we'll be working on.
I was discussing it with Justin yesterday.
Ba-ba-bum.
So it's on the radar, or it's in the pipeline. Which one is it?
I like neither of those.
John Jacob Jingley Smith says,
That's the
me
greatest thing
laugh
on
every
YouTube right
time.
now.
Also, I have a friend who was telling me the Coyote motor was actually made by Toyota and Ford bought the blueprints and did their own casting and etc. Also,
Bullshit.
I don't feel that's accurate.
also, would you tune a newer Tundra?
You talk about the 4657 Tundra. I don't think we have any software that supports it. I know
HP
HP was adding
HP
Tundra,
was adding stuff.
but I don't know if they added 4.7 or 4.6 or 5.7 Tundra.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean, if
know
you go
if
even
you-
older,
yeah.
you have like the 2UZ Tundras with the 4.3 that are V8.
How hard could they be?
Properly formed.
Well, I can tell you because we were dabbling in it a little bit.
You're
Here's
gonna
like,
have to take some of the damn driver demand out of it.
well, no, it's not even that. Well, I can tell you that they stay running, like they don't drop down into power enrich for like 1.5 years.
Until they're in cap protection?
Yes. Like,
Power Enrich is
They
cap protection.
they stay at stoic forever at watt. So if you did nothing in that tune whatsoever other than just bring power enrichment in like instantly, it would just make a world of difference. So that's all I can tell you about those.
Would you guys know anyone who makes an adapter plate for a T45 transmission to a Coyote engine? I'm swapping my 97 Cobra.
You don't need an adapter plate to put it onto a Coyote engine. Same model
Yep.
bell housing. You just
It
need to run
bolts right
a
up.
clutch cable.
Accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I know the 3650 fits as well.
Yep.
Been there, done that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Make sure you upgrade that T45 unless it's a stock power Coyote, and even then.
The T480, listen.
Well, the
Pretty
input
much
shaft
got-
bearing.
It got a bad rap.
Input shaft bearing.
And well, that
It's
you
little
put a
removable
shifter in it
bearing
that has
in
shift
your
stops. Properly adjusted shift stops.
Yeah, T45 source does a good T45.
That billet shift fork, but
They'll take a lot more RPM than the T56 will.
yeah, well, that's for sure.
When they're built.
Yes.
And Ian?
Do you have any plans on going to Dallas or Houston?
We'll probably be in Houston for TX2K.
And saying I
this year.
believe he had he and Justin had talked about going to TX2K. I don't know who's going to be there.
Who's that?
Who is going to be there? I hear Mike Whedon very much enjoys traveling for the rest
He
of the year.
definitely wants to go to all of them.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
That's what I heard
See,
too.
Brian heard it too.
Justin, pay attention.
Will we have to grind the cover to install a VMP on an 18 plus?
You will find out.
they're just like, they're picking, they're just.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, what kind of info can we
I need
get?
the info.
If grinding of a cover is make or break and whether or not you'll put a supercharger on your car, you need to put your purse away.
Get it with reverse. I'll give you a secret about the 18 and 19 that no one knows. It will use a belt.
Damn, that's next level. Is it going to be an exhaust gas driven centrifugal pump that provides additional power to the serpentine belt?
We're going to stay with the tried and true method of using a belt
Okay, perfect.
to turn said supercharger.
We're going to do a power assist on the serpentine belt drive
And
system that's run through the
We'll
exhaust.
also give them another factual information about 1819 kits. They will incorporate a throttle body.
Will you be? Oh.
You're good.
Will you be at Mustang Week? I
Yeah.
don't have sponsor nude pictures, but I have chest hair like Sean Connery and a pretty
Oh,
sweet
man.
95 Coyote Cobra swap.
My man.
I feel like
chest hair.
if homie just rolls up like not wearing a shirt or
With
something.
like Fu Manchu and
Right. If he just
Total,
rolls up,
like-
what was that movie? Is it you don't mess with the Zohan? Was that
the Zoltan or something like that.
Or something like
Ben
that.
Stiller.
Zohan? Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah. So if he rolls up to the booth like that, one, you're gonna kill Michelle.
Wait,
Two,
wasn't he like wasn't Zoltan from like he's from like Israel or something?
Zoltan is from Dude, Where's My Card? Zohan.
yeah,
is
you're
the-
thinking of Zohan. You don't mess with the
You
Zohan.
don't mess with the Zohan.
He was always eating hummus.
But yes,
But he should get a sponsorship just for just rolling up all bare chested.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sweet.
So for 1819 pluses, will it be Wi-Fi or Bluetooth?
Neither. It's actually going to be LAN.
I also have a 98 GT and was thinking about Coyote swapping it with a 6R80. I plan on keeping it all motor going the CJ Manny route.
Mhm.
Will be fully gutted, only leaving the driver's seat. Any quarter-mile predictions?
Depends on overall weight. Because fully gutted, first of all, some people's versions of gutted are
Is passenger seat and back seat removed?
right. You know, it depends on your version of gutted. I've seen there's gutted and then there is gutted.
Yeah, there's like I took a plasma torch and a die grinder to the interior.
Right. So
Or wait, should we classify that as tin can and gutted?
I've seen them. God,
And then
I've
you got
seen
the
'em.
guys that take like 1.5-inch hole saws.
I was just gonna say that the people that are hole sawing frame rails and stuff.
Yeah.
So that means that it's a wide range. I couldn't begin to tell you because I've seen.
He says, I mean gutted, Honda
Okay.
tin can style.
Well, you figure look at Coyote stock.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to remember who is it that has the black and white checkered car.
Carlos Sabrina.
Thank you. He went. We go like 9.
I'm not sure how fast he went. I don't really. I love the idea of Coyote stock. I don't really watch it.
I can't remember. He did like an exhibition run where he basically because Coyote stock has minimum weight, where he just pulled all the weight out of his car. That so what I mean, it wasn't necessarily a gun. It was a race car that just he pulled the weight out of it that regulation required to have. He pulled the weight out of it and just did something like completely stupid. I mean, I don't remember what the time was. It was just ridiculous. And this is with a sealed Coyote engine. You know, they only let,
Factory sealed.
yes, they only let you run a colder intake and an exhaust. Like that's all. You can't and you can tune
Stock
it.
calibration.
No, you. Oh wait, that's right. I don't think of factory stock. So yeah,
They check the calibration.
correct. So that's a factory calibration as well. So that being said, take a look at Coyote stock, and that'll give you an idea. Considering you're going to have a coverage jet, you're going to make more power and possibly a lighter car. So somewhere in that area.
I could open up a Coyote stock calibration and see if they disabled the knock sensors. Because what if you had a Coyote stock car and you had false knock? How pissed would you be? You're all the same
I
tune, you're
unplug
pulling
those
10
suckers is
degrees.
what I would do. I do. And they run like 100 pounds of fuel pressure because you can't tune for the big colder intakes. So they run like 100 pounds of fuel pressure to just.
But then we circulate back to load
Look,
calculations.
they don't care. Because again, yeah.
Well, the problem is that puts them way up in the load calculation, which on most control packs, they scale them to 1.5 load. So, alright.
I'm just telling you what they do.
Whatever.
You can't tune it, so.
If you can't tune it, you might want to leave the stock holder or something that runs a stock transfer function. Cough, PMOS.
How-
Sorry, running PMOSs.
Yeah.
Carlos in Puerto Rico wants to know how much does the twin jet 67mm throttle body CFM flow?
We have the data somewhere. I don't have it on the top of my head.
I don't know. A lot?
Yeah, I have the data.
I don't remember. They got us. They got us, Joe. After all these
You got him?
They got us after all these weeks.
How many inches of vacuum or pressure do you want that?
Damn it. Someone Google it. I don't think it's on the internet.
It's not on the internet. It's somewhere on Facebook, I know for a fact. but it's
Justin.
definitely not on the internet.
The black guy from TV, that's his
That's his
name,
name.
That is rude.
says, Joe, I am trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Stop dodging my calls.
Damn it.
They called you the other day.
Yeah, they got me.
Everyone just died laughing as
Because we always joke about it. Question after question after question. I couldn't get anything done, and my phone rings, and I'm like, God damn, who is this? And then I answer it. We've been trying to reach you about your extended warranty.
I
and
heard it,
everyone
everyone just
dies.
lost it. We all lost it. Oh god, that was good stuff.
Good times.
Michael Snook says Carlos has been deep 9.6, I believe in Coyote Outlaw trim, import versus domestic.
Yeah, see, so I remember I wanted to say that thing was just ridiculous. So,
Mhm.
and that's again with factory sealed motor.
Yeah,
So one that you can tune and throw mods at it and stuff like that. I mean, Jesus.
sky's the limit.
But on the other hand, Sabrina's he's a bad man. So I mean,
Yeah.
I would not expect.
Except for G101.
I
Most of those guys G101.
Yeah, I think so. All I know is that I wouldn't expect to try and run to the caliber that race car runs at. I mean, that guy, that's
It's a
incredible.
machine.
Yeah, it's
It's like the Rocky versus Iceman. Or not Iceman. Same guy.
the Russian.
Yeah.
The
Indian?
And then,
Indian? No more Indian.
did you all hear the 20 GT500 is over 4,200 pounds? What are your thoughts?
I did hear that. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
You guys want fancy?
Still lighter than a Hellcat.
Well-
you want it to ride like a Cadillac, but you
Well,
want it to
I
weigh
say
as
you
much
guys
as
want
it
all
can.
these fancy bells and whistles, and then you get mad when it weighs more. Well, guess what?
You want your cake, and apparently you ate it too.
These things, all these things add weight because it has to meet crash criteria. It has fancy this and fancy that, and this electronic and that electronic. I mean, I bet there's 300 or 400 pounds worth of wiring in that car. You know what I mean? Like it just.
I don't know. A lot of it's still can. It's not like they went from can
Still,
to.
dude, there's so
Yeah.
much. You don't understand how much wiring is in it. You know, and they're just.
I think of anyone in this room, you and I understand how much wiring's in it.
So that's what I'm getting at is you guys they keep wanting all this fancy stuff and it weighs. So
So Travis
Well,
Shaw
it is.
came back and said the 20 GT500 is a little on the heavy side, but with the power it has and suspension and tires, it's got a performance capability that overlooks some of the weight.
correct.
Mhm.
And I'm obviously in love with the dual clutch transmission.
He also came back and said, I do see
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
some people doing weight reduction in a short period of time after they get into customer hands that want it to go real fast or handle even better.
What are they gonna do? Pull the seats? Pull the bumper supports?
Yeah.
Change the K-member?
Sway bars, the usual.
Yeah.
It's gonna be just like when the 18 came
It's
out.
gonna be an easy 120 pounds, but then everything from there on
Yeah.
is gonna get expensive.
It's gonna be the race is on, just like every single time they bring out a new platform. It's first 2020 in the 9s, first 2020 in the 8s, first 2020 in the 7s. You know what I mean? It's the race is all over again. World's fastest 2020. It'll be the first person that gets into the drag strip. World's fastest
Street race.
Look at the Lexus, or the Lexus, the new Toyota, same difference. Look at the new Supra. You know what I mean? It's world's fastest because there's two of them that have been in the drag strip. You know what I mean? So it's same thing. It's gonna brace yourselves because it's coming.
Yeah. Incoming!
Incoming.
First person to pay 30,000 over sticker and goes to the drag strip gets the world's fastest
Yep.
street-driven GT500.
Yep.
Mad Max says, hello VMP crew. Joe, you look so young now, LOL.
Ooh.
Have a
My
question.
mustache is gone.
have a question. My buddy got a 19 GT with 355 gears
Mhm.
and wants to swap with my 373. Do you think it will benefit my build? 820. Looks like 820. Who thinks?
No, if anything, you need less gear. Not that you necessarily need it, I guess, but if I was going to be putting any gear in that car, I'd be putting less gear in it, not more gear. And that's to say, like, if you had 373s, or if you had the 355s and he had the 373s, and you wanted to go vice versa, but if you have the 373s, he has the 355s, then I'd say the swap would be advantageous to you to go down to a 355 from a 373.
I hear the cat's alone on the new GT500 weigh 500 pounds. Consumables on the 500 are going to be awful on that wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And with that said, we're at 229 and we're caught up.
No. Hot diggity dog. So what else should we talk about?
I want to talk about those cookie dough flautas at Tijuana Flats.
Ooh, those are pretty good.
Because
Ear diabetes.
I'm ready for a nap.
So, I want you guys to do some fact checking.
Ooh.
I want you to look at a 304 Cobra, a 93 Cobra, and a 2020 GT500 in stock form.
I see what you're doing there. I see exactly what you're doing there.
Let's not focus on the weight and ignore the power. Let's look at them both together and see what the power to weight ratio is of all four of those Cobras. Well, hell, even do a stock 11 GT500, a stock 07 GT500,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, just average it all out and let me know who comes out on top. And then you'll know whether it's taking a step back or a step forward.
I mean, yeah, because you look at the 03 Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
That was the god back in the day, and they
It
were
was-
light.
It was
It was
3,700 pounds on
On
a
a coupe and a convertible with
it's like
you in it
3780
was
without you.
yeah. Because
And
I
those
know
are
there was
390
certain ones
horsepower.
right. Because I mean, I know some of them were close to 4,000 pounds with a convertible and a decent sized driver. So
Yeah.
and they made 390. So
We have 850 and 4200.
yeah,
Or
well,
was that
760
760,
or
yeah.
whatever, 762, something like that. So
Yeah, do a little homework, guys. You have almost double the horsepower of an 03 Cobra.
what happened to our
Four-
what happened to our Superfax guy?
Or wait, you know what? We all have the Google machines in our pockets.
We'll make them do it.
So, well, I got this.
Ah. Joe's the teacher that does the work for you.
Yeah. So we have 4,200 pounds. You said it was what, 750?
What? Oh, yeah.
Horsepower?
I think it's 760. I didn't recall
So
760.
we'll call it 760. It's 5.5 pounds per horsepower. So then we go.
To a Cobra.
Let me look up actual curb weight just so we can get straight facts here.
Scream.
Yeah, exactly. The 3 Cobra curb weight.
Don't forget they came with disc pulley on.
So Cobra Coupe curb weight. Oh damn! Did I say 3780 before?
You did.
Yeah, 3780 on a vert and then 3665 on a coupe. So what was that? 3665.
IRS all things.
3665. 390.
9.39 pounds per
So
horsepower.
then- wait.
So we've almost cut it in half.
See what the stock. Yeah, stock rating was 390. Okay.
That was kind of a joke because they dynoed at 390.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, those dynoed so much higher.
Those dynos
Fly
flywheel.
GT500. Power to weight. The 07.
Big old cast iron 5.4 in the front.
Made 500 horsepower, so 3920 divided by 500. 500 is 7.84 pounds per
So
horsepower.
are you implying that they're getting faster?
Nope, definitely not. So 14 GT500 should have been 662.
Yes.
So let's see what the weight is.
The Terminator, so someone says the Terminator is 9.2 pounds per horsepower.
Yep.
Mhm.
The 07500 is about 8 pounds per horsepower. The 10 and 11, 12 are about 7 to 7.1 pounds per horsepower.
13 GT500, 5.8. So the
5.8, yeah.
the 2020 is still
Right.
just from the pure power to weight ratio standpoint, not including the DCT.
So everybody needs to calm down. And that's good.
Mm-hmm. And I think the potential with the Coyote is going to be awesome. Or
Yeah.
not necessarily with the Coyote, but with a Coyote-based engine.
Correct.
What is it, Predator? You
Yeah,
said?
they're calling it the Predator, yeah.
But yeah, so at the end of the day, I think the new GT500 is still going to be sweet in spite of its weight, and I think it's going to ride better than any previous GT500, which is what most of you guys are going to be doing with it
But
anyways.
then, when the VMP gets done with it,
Then it's going to be saucy.
then it's gonna be saucy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But I guess with that,
Yeah, Chris and I were supposed to hit on, nitrous is no longer called nitrous, we will now refer to it only as spicy air.
spicy air.
And
Is that habanero spicy or jalapeno spicy?
depends on, what size bottle.
Okay.
And well, there's wet kits and dry kits as well. And then, we had the other one, if you use the spicy air the correct way, then it will take you to Gabblebees.
Next thing says that weight though is going to break many apart, I'm guessing. Plus the
Nah.
rear
The
brakes
people's
are going to
driving
need.
them are going to break many parts.
Yeah.
Plus the rear brakes are going to need a swap, I'm guessing, so you can get a big meat back there on a 17 or 15-inch wheel. And then Eric says, I like the carbon fiber wheel option on the GT500.
I feel like that carbon fiber option is ridiculous. I don't think that you're getting bad value for your money, because I think the carbon fiber parts are really cool. I can just say I would never put a price tag on carbon fiber parts that is that high. And
I
I'd
am
be
not
okay with it.
that, and I'm not gonna buy something that someone's gonna run up on a damn curb at a car wash or something anyway, so.
We're going through Starbucks,
Right?
take the corner a little too deep, tear up the wheel or the inside back wheel going too shallow.
Starbucks only. If you take it through Chick-fil-A and that happens, they'll give you another one. And put it on for you in the parking lot.
I'd be happy about it.
Yeah, and they would give you sandwiches while they did.
And then pet your face and be like, you matter.
And with that said, it's $235.
Oh.
Face petting ends the tuning Tuesday. Have a good day, guys.
Bye-bye.
Let's see if I can figure out how to end this. Oh, there we go.